Stop making these 3 huge mistakes when it comes to your driver, and make sure you watch until the end for a bonus tip. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, it's getting pretty cold here in the UK right now, but we're still out here, we're still getting you better at golf. Today is all about the biggest mistakes that I see when it comes to this thing, the driver. Are you doing them? Are you not? Keep watching to find out if you're guilty, and if you are, keep watching to see how you can fix it. Before we get started, if I could just ask you one favour, it'd be hit that subscribe button. A lot of you who'll be watching this video today aren't already subscribed, so make sure you press subscribe. It helps me, it helps the channel, and most of all, it means you'll never miss a video. With that being said, let's get into it. Mistake number 1 is setup and body alignment. I see so many golfers make mistakes when it comes to setup and body alignment because they assume it's a technique that's going wrong. They assume they're doing the setup right every time because they do it all the time. But I'm guilty of doing it. A lot of golfers are guilty of making mistakes when it comes to this area. It's not the technique that's going wrong. They've just set up in the wrong way and the body alignment's off. Okay, so the first thing I see go wrong when it comes to setup, plan the hole that we're going to play ahead. So many golfers walk up to the tee block. They either put the tee down here, which if you can see, if I'm standing here, I'm looking out of bounds, I'm looking into danger zone. And then so many golfers just plonk the tee down here, okay? All I can see from here, especially when it comes to my driver, is danger zone, out of bounds. You don't want that in your head, especially when you've got this club in your hand. You don't want to be thinking out of bounds. So, perfectly down the middle here, okay? You can see the fairway, you can see the dog leg. In my head, I've got a good alignment, I've got a really good picture. I want to be thinking of where the ball needs to go. From there, obviously pop my tee in the ground and I place the ball down on the ground also. But as you can see, I've done here, and this is a secret that no one tells you, and no one does it, but we need to be doing it. So the line on the ball points to the target in the distance, okay? What's that gonna do is that makes it easier for you to 1, set up correctly, 2, address the ball correctly at impact, so we're not club face open, and it just gives you that confidence that you're striking it. For some reason, every time I do that, it makes me hit through the ball even faster, okay? So, popping the ball down so it's pointing to our target in the distance. From here now, this is where we take our setup, okay? I see so many golfers make the mistake of standing too close or too far away. And it's something that I get asked a lot. How do we know? The best drill for this, let's do it all the time, is just popping your toes together, bring the club straight out in front and bend. So where the club lays flat on the ground is where the ball needs to be. Okay, so shuffle forward. From here, what I want you to do is I want you to make sure that the club head is set down correctly, because another mistake I see is golfers with the toe of the club down like this. Okay, and then I see so many golfers with the heel of the club way too down like this, but you can see how that's pointing the club in the wrong direction before you've even done anything. Okay, so just let the club naturally lay, okay, just like this, not down, not high. So straight down, shuffle forward. Okay, from there I'm at the perfect distance away. I'm going to stay connected, I'm going to let the body work as one. So then I'm going to take my stance. Again, this is where golfers make the huge mistake of ball position. So as they take the stance, they have the ball position in the centre. Even way too far forward, I see some golfers go, okay? So just align with our lead heel, like so. So we've got our distance away from the ball, our club head is laid perfectly, and we've got our stance. So then that takes us into body alignment, okay? This is such a huge mistake. I see golfers with the feet pointing off to the right, the shoulders pointing off to the left. Again, I see golfers doing the opposite, okay? Everything looks stuck. Before you've even hit the ball, you're making it even harder for yourself. Okay, so the best way of doing it, as I've said before, just take the icon on the top of your driver head, align it with the line on the ball, and then all you need to do from there is take your stance. And straight away, my body is parallel to the ball, parallel to the target, and I'm ready to hit this ball far. Now, mistake number 2 is the technique, okay? Again, I see so many golfers, like we spoke about with the body alignment, the setup, they assume they're using an iron, they assume it's all the same, when it is, but there are a few things that need to change. Okay, so now we've made that huge adjustment with our setup, that's clear, that's gone, okay? But now, I see so many golfers with their driver trying to hit down on the ball, trying to create some kind of divot, forward shaft lean like we desire to do with our irons, okay? But what that does, you can see how that closes the club face down towards the ground, okay? You're not going to get any height with that, are you? Okay, it's designed to look like this at impact, not like this. Okay, so what do we need to change? The two things I want you to think of is takeaway. So with our takeaway, all I want you to imagine is as you're taking the club away, we're going to brush the ground with our club head. So we're going to make this, you can hear, and what that does, it allows you to use the club at its full length, okay? You want to get the most width out of this club. We don't want to be tucking our arms in. We don't want to be swaying. We want to be rotating around the body, brushing the club along the ground, and you can see I've got this full width with the club here, okay? From there, continue to swing, get yourself up to the top of the backswing, but in doing that, I want you to keep your sternum behind the ball, okay? This is where golfers go wrong, and this is the mistake I see. They try and force the way down. If I go from side on, look at myself, okay? Look where my body alignment's gone. It's gone off. I'm trying to force it, it's not going to go anywhere, okay? So brushing the ground with the club head keeps everything super wide. I'm going to rotate, and then from there, keeping my sternum behind the ball is what's now going to allow me to hit up on the ball. So not only does this allow things to slow down, it allows you to use your whole body and club working as one. It allows you to take it away on the correct path, okay? So brushing back. From here, I'm keeping my sternum, I'm keeping my lead ear behind the ball like this, and I'm just going to hit up on the ball, okay? I'm hammering up, and it's going to go super far. We've got the T there for a reason. It's not designed to be hit down, it's designed to be hit up and super far. Before we carry on, if you've ever taken value from one of my videos or just love what I do, then I'd really appreciate it if you could go over and support me on my Patreon. Over on there, you get to see YouTube videos 24 hours before they're released. And you get to see a ton of exclusive tips and drills videos that no one else gets to see. Now, if that wasn't enough, you also get to request your own video from me. Whether that's you struggling with your driver, your irons, you're shanking the ball, you're thinning it. Give me a message on Patreon and I'll upload a video which will help you. The Patreon link is in the description, or you can scan the QR code here. Thank you to every single person who's already done this. But with that being said, let's get back to the video. Mistake number 3 is one that people really don't speak about, and it's really important actually, and it's probably one of the main things, and it's all down to strike location. So where you strike the ball out the club face has an effect on how the ball's going to curve, how the ball's going to fly. So if you hit it out the toe or out the heel, you're going to see it fly left to right, right to left. If you hit it out the sweet spot, which is the centre here, then you're going to get most out of the club. You're going to see the ball fly hopefully super straight, super far, and it's gonna feel like a good shot as well. If you hit it out the bottom of the club, or you hit it out the top. If you hit it out the bottom, then you're gonna see the ball maybe fly low. And this is the good old sky. If you hit it out of here, then it's gonna go way too high. So ideally we want the ball to be hit out the center. But I'd say most golfers hit it out the wrong part of the club. I'm guilty of it too, but it just takes time and understanding of how you want to feel the ball being struck out of here. I'm going to show you a really, really good drill, which is going to help you with this, because this is something that could increase yardage. It could get you hitting the ball further without even putting any speed into it, just by striking this out the centre of the club face. Basically, all you need to get is 2 tees, okay? What you need to do is get yourself set up to an imaginary ball, set up 2 tees, so create a gate for yourself, wide enough so that the club head is going to fit through, okay? And then what you want to do, just take some practice swings and really feeling that you're swinging through the gate, okay? So if you're swinging over the gate this way or over the gate this way, this may indicate that the swing path is off or you're hitting the ball out the wrong part of the face. So if you can really practice and swing through this gate, then this is going to give you a great chance of one, creating a really solid swing path, and two, hitting the ball out the centre of the club face. To make this even better, what you can do is with your gate, pop a tee in front like this. And what you want to do is you want to swing through the gate over that second tee, okay? So through the gate, over the second tee. This is going to ensure that the club face is square at impact. You're hitting it out the sweet spot, but this also relates back to the technique of us hitting up on the ball, okay? If you hit the tee, which is in front, that means we're hitting down on the ball. Whereas if you can create this upward sweeping motion, that's when you're gonna erase all the mistakes. You're gonna be hitting it super far, super straight with so much consistency. Because I understand this is a hard club to use, especially when you're on the first tee, especially when you're cold, you're nervous, you've not warmed up. So eliminating these mistakes is what's gonna give you just so much more confidence. And as a thank you for those of you who have stayed till the very end, here's a bonus tip just for you. So it's all about pre-shot routine. Again, how can we do this quick so we're not creating slow play? We've got our own routine and we're feeling confident and comfortable over the ball. Okay, follow me. So we've gone through our picking our alignment, okay? We've worked out what's good, where do we need to aim. The main thing I want you to think about is this alignment. So lining this to the target and the distance. And now from here, this is your pre-shot routine. And you really need to incorporate visualization. So if you aren't imagining where the ball's going, if you've not got that positive picture in your head of the ball flying to the target and the distance, that's when it's going to work out bad. If you're someone, and I know so many golfers, I'm guilty of it too at times, all you can think about is hitting it in there or hitting it out of bounds. Unfortunately, it's most probably going to go that way. So if you can have that clear picture in your head, seeing the ball fly to your target, that's when you're going to fill yourself with confidence and you're going to have any self-doubt just wash away. Now, some of the best players that I've played with in the world all speak about this, all speak about how it is so important to have a clear imagination of where you want the ball to fly. You know, golf is such a mental game at the end of the day. So if we can have positive thoughts and we can plan ahead and we can have a clear picture of where we want the ball to go, then it's just going to help us out so much. Now, you might be thinking, what you talking about? That's not going to work. It's all about my technique. But give it a try. I promise you, give it a try and just see how much it calms you down. It gives you that little boost to think, yeah, I can do that. And it actually does work. Okay, so with that being said, our pre-shot routine is lining the ball to where obviously we want it to go. We've aligned the ball with our target in the distance. We're taking a step back. We're imagining where we want the ball to fly. So I want it to fly straight up the fairway, nice and straight, no curvature, nice and high if possible. And then I'm going to take a practice swing. I'm going to step behind the ball. Again, visualise where I want the ball to fly. I've got my immediate target just in front of me. I'm aligning the club head with the ball and the immediate target. Take my setup. I'm going to take a big deep breath just to get myself ready. Take one last look at the target and I'm ready to go. Okay, so now I've finished. Really make sure that you're not the person making the mistake of panicking getting the tee. You're rushing your setup, you're rushing your body alignment, you're taking your time with your takeaway, you're hitting up on the ball, you're not hitting down, you're hitting up, and you're hitting it towards the centre of the club face again. No heels, no toes. We don't want to be hitting it out of those. Again, if you love this video, make sure you hit subscribe, and there's plenty more videos like this to come, so you don't want to miss out.